We were left with a double Jacob's Ladder cliffhanger last chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, and so for this week I'm super excited to see just how Sukuna is going to tackle this problem. The chapter starts with Yuji punching the ground to imbalance Sukuna's footing, and Hana's Jacob Ladder attack descends on Sukuna. While Sukuna is being hit by Jacob's Ladder, he takes the opportunity to use the ground that's being raised from below his feet to climb up towards Hana. Sukuna says, unlike the Jacob's Ladder that was applied by Yuta's domain that targeted only me, this Jacob's Ladder affects both Todo and Yuji. So, if he climbs straight up the Pillar of Light, he can get to Angel without being interfered by anyone. Angel warns Hana to leave, but Sukuna is already behind her and prepares to attack her. We know just how quick Sukuna can be, so this is no surprise. Sukuna says the output of Hana's Jacob's Ladder doesn't have the same level of power it did last time. Before I'm ripped apart from Megami Fushiguro, Angel, I can reach to your life. Sukuna locks in and punches a black flash, but Todo intervenes and takes an attack on him to save Hana. Todo is blown away along with Hana, but Sukuna acknowledges Todo as he says, "This man is truly a Jujutsu sorcerer." Sukuna notices that both Hana and Todo are unable to move, so he decides to finish off Angel later. But immediately, Yuji appears out of Jacob's Ladder. Let's take a pause here to have a look at what just happened before we move on to the next part of the chapter. If I gotta be totally honest, I kind of feel a little let down about this turn of events. We've all been so excited to see some kind of movement, some kind of notice that, yo, we're actually gonna get like a Megami comeback. There's something's gonna happen. Hana and Angel, are they gonna do something, right? Like, I feel like at this point, they haven't contributed a whole lot to kind of move this narrative. It seems like anything they throw at Sukuna, he kind of like bats away with his hand to some degree. Obviously, he's severely battered and bruised, and like his output is far lower than it has ever been at this point, but you can't help but think, damn, like this is another thing he's just tanked. Like, I can't help it. I feel a little bit like, damn, like, you know, I love Sukuna. Like, I base my model off of him, but even I'm starting to be like, okay, is this right? Does this feel okay? I'm starting to feel like any shock that Gege is going to present to us coming up is just not really going to affect me, because I'm just going to think, oh, it's fine. It's not going to be that big of a deal because Sukuna is just going to be able to like deal with it or tank it. You know what I mean? Like, nothing is really, it's hard for me to feel shocked or surprised anymore by doing things like this. I just gotta put my feelings out there. Sukuna is surprised to see Yuji chasing after him even while he was being burnt due to Jacob's Ladder. Yuji lands a hard punch on Sukuna's face, then grabs hold of both his legs and smashes him down on a building. Just as he appears out of the building, Yuji tries to disrupt Sukuna's footing once again using shrine technique. However, Sukuna punches Yuji away. His remaining arms are regenerated. The narrator says that after hitting 2 additional black flashes, the King of Curses finally regains his RCT. I have to say, what a phenomenal time we are in the manga where we're seeing Yuji pick up Sukuna with both hands, the big ass 7-foot 4-armed Sukuna, and throw him through a building. Like, that's insane. Like, that is not stuff we'd ever see. That's the kind of stuff that like Sukuna did to Jogo back in Shibuya, which is crazy. I cannot wait to see this animated. This is gonna go so hard. They're gonna extend the crap out of this, and it's gonna be so cool. Yuji is the absolute MC GOAT at this point. I'm sorry, it's just true. I've also got to say, now that Sukuna's regained his reverse curse technique, I'm wondering if he's gonna start, you know, fixing up his brain so that he could fully do like his own domain again. Like, that's really the worry here, is Sukuna gonna be able to form another solid domain? Sukuna grabs hold of Yuji and lands punches on his face and body, and he strikes again on Yuji's face with his knee. Sukuna thinks that Yuji's dismantle that targets only the boundary between him and Megumi is fatal for him, but it's useless if Yuji can't even hit him. This is one of the few times we actually hear kind of Sukuna's internal monologue where he's like, yeah, this attack can actually kill me. And dare I say, this is a huge death flag, right? Like, saying like this attack can be fatal for me. Like we have to keep that in our minds that these Yuji punches can be fatal for Sukuna, and Sukuna knows it. So he is going to be on the ball at this point. But Yuji does not give up. He gets back up and tries his best. But Sukuna doesn't let Yuji use his soul dismantle on him and punches him again. But guys, I can't tell you how excited this build-up is making me. I can't contain myself. We are about to get into some incredible developments, something that we have been waiting for since like the very beginning, and it is coming right now. A small flashback to when Gojo was teaching Yuji about domains while fighting Jogo. Gojo said it uses lots of cursed energy, but it has pros. First off, domain gives an upgrade to the user's stats due to the environment, like a buff in a video game. And any curse technique that is applied to a domain always hits the opponent. Yuji uses domain expansion on Sukuna. Sukuna literally just said that a soul punch from Yuji can be fatal for him at this point. So now Yuji being able to guarantee a sure hit is crazy. It all depends on just what kind of attack his domain will let him do. The narrator explains that Yuji has already learned the basics of barrier techniques through body swap training with Kusakabe. As we all know, most domains apart from like Gojo and Sukuna have barriers, so this is going to be essential to learn domain expansion. And then it happens. Sukuna is at an unknown station and he's currently in Yuji-kuna form. Yuji approaches him and says, "Let's go, Sukuna." Editor's comment at the end, both of their decisive battle enters an unknown domain. Guys, I can't believe we're here. We're finally getting the Yuji and Sukuna like 1v1, the finale, the send-off, the grand ending, I hope, to this like quote-unquote decisive battle. Like, this has been like such an eye-opening chapter. I kind of felt a bit blur about the whole Jacob side of thing at the beginning, but it really kind of turned around now that we're getting a Yuji domain expansion. I'm very curious what you guys think Yuji's domain attack is, what it's based off of. I'll give you my 2 cents. We all know that Yuji has some kind of affinity with like soul manipulation, but also he's able to somehow mess with people's memories. Do you remember how he was like in contact with Chozo, and suddenly Chozo had like memories of Yuji that he didn't really know he had before in some way? I really think that this is something to do with Yuji's soul manipulation and is able to actually, this is kind of, maybe this is his like innate domain in some way. Like, this is going to be super cool if that's the case. I am loving the parallels between like Sukuna and Gojo. Gojo being at the airport and Sukuna at the train station. Like, what is going on? What is Gege trying to cook here? Like, I feel like there's some metaphor that maybe we're not getting, and I can't wait to dig into like the fan theories about this one. I love this theory right here, okay? If his domain is in fact a train station, then this could be foreshadowing of the century. Do you remember the beginning OP of Jujutsu Kaisen? Like, this would be absolutely insane. Like, seeing his like mirror reflection is crazy. Like, this would be so super clutch. Like, I would kind of lose my mind. I also love how people are pointing out that, guess what? Luigi has learned like RCT, he's learned how to do a domain in literally just a few minutes of his Jujutsu awakening inside of him. Like, he's truly a next level sorcerer. No one has ever been able to do the things that Yuji is doing right now. So all the fraud allegations, all the Yuji is a bomb, he's literally pulling off feats that nobody in Jujutsu like history has been able to do, that we know of. Even like Gojo hasn't been able to do something like this. Also, I hope we get a checkup on the squad. Can we check up on Hana and Angel? Can we get a check on Todo? Even Yuta? Like, what's going on with these? Like, are we just gonna leave him? Kusakabe? Like, what's happened to everyone? There's a lot going on right now. What's happened? Have we forgotten about Hikari and Arame? What, there's still so much left to happen. This isn't over yet. As long as Hikari and Arame are like doing their thing, something is gonna happen. I just get that feeling. I feel like Arame is gonna come in clutch at some point and pull Suka out of whatever's happening in this barrier domain right now. And finally, I really hope that this is the start of the Megami comeback. I've been saying this for I feel like 5 chapters in a row to myself, but I really do hope that this is the time, this is the moment we're finally gonna get that separation, or something is gonna stop that process. Like, this has to be the moment. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new here, please leave this video a like and a cheeky sub. I plan to do more JJK content as we get closer and closer to the end, because I love this series. It's literally one of my favorites ever, and I'm super passionate about it. So I'm gonna try and make some content for it before it all wraps up. So I appreciate y'all. I'm live almost every single day on Twitch. Come check me out. My Twitter's below. Happy JJKing, everyone, and I'll see you all very soon.